I finally made my tea this morning. Yeah, I started to fast a bit because I don't know, I just felt like God was trying to tell me to. And I'm not perfect, okay? Like, it's been a up and down battle for me with things when it comes to God, because I feel like so much around me is trying to attack me and ruin my peace. And even this morning, while I was just trying to get myself together, I have to be like, the devil's a liar. But anyways, whew, hot. I'm drinking Twinnings? It's my favorite Earl Grey. It's expensive, but it's my fave. But yeah, I made that cool a little bit. So you guys, I had this one friend, okay? I say had because we don't speak anymore. Not something that I wanted, but just so it makes sense, sometimes when you have good people around you, there could be other people who don't want that for you in your life. And I'm not just talking about her end, I'm also talking about my end. But on her end, I realized that there's just a certain person that she has around her that my spirit just doesn't align with. And I notice every time I will be around that person, they'll just be so into me, but for the wrong reasons. And it's like I'm just trying my best not to piss off my friend and to try to see what they see in them, because I love my friend. But every time I'll be around this person, it's like they're always trying to war with me about something. So it's like, even when me and my friend fell out, I already knew it was coming because of this particular person in their life. If it's God's will, we will be cool again, because I do love her. Like, I love her children. But if that's how it's supposed to go right now, that's just how it's supposed to go right now. But at the end of the day, she told me something one time. She said something to me and it always stuck with me. And she was like, okay, well, what happened was, I would start to tell her, like, certain people will just drive me crazy. And they used to never drive me crazy. Like, I'll talk to her, I'll vent to her about things, and she'd be like, well, you probably just have a low tolerance level now. And when she said it, I was like, low tolerance. Because I'm such a patient person. I have so much patience when it comes to the people around me, especially when it comes to relationships with friends or just anybody I'm with. I'm a patient person. I just feel like that was just one of my things, is patience. And she just let me know that maybe I just don't have that patience for people like I used to anymore. And the older I get now and the more I go through things, I realize that I can't tolerate certain things, and especially people and their behaviors, especially if they don't want to change. Because the thing is, when you're changing, the people around you are not necessarily changing. And that's something that I have learned to understand. Just because I am changing doesn't mean that my friend is going to change, doesn't mean that my partner is going to change, doesn't mean that just anybody around me is going to change. People change on their own time. So I would just notice I just have less patience these days. And I feel like it's something that people need to realize, that when you change, it's going to be hard for you to accept certain behaviors from people. It doesn't matter who they are. They could be the closest person to you. They could be your mother or your father. If they're not changing, it's going to be so hard sometimes for you to even grow with that person, because you're growing. You're realizing the things around you. You're realizing the things that you need in order to grow, and they don't. And chances are you and this person or these people can easily fall out because they don't see what you see yet. And I don't expect anybody to see what I see. How the heck they're gonna see what I see? Like, they're not me. And it goes with saying too, like, when you were that person before you changed, people will treat you a certain way because they're just so used to the way that you were. They're so used to the way that you thought. They're so used to the way that you react. So unless they get that reaction out of you, they don't know who you are, right? Sorry, I was getting distractions as usual. What was I saying? Yeah, I hate when I get distracted. I get so distracted in this house because people don't change, okay? Sometimes you're living with people who just won't change, and sometimes those are the hardest people to adapt to the way that you've changed. When you grow and you start to realize what you want in life, if the people around you don't see that or it doesn't align with them and y'all fall out, it could be the most craziest time for you because you know what you want, but they know that they want you a certain way because it aligns with what their plans are for you. So that's why it's really not okay to even talk down on yourself, and it's so important for you to treat yourself a certain way, even to flicker off what needs to be flicked off, you know? As you grow and as you go through things, especially for me, as I've grown and I've went through things and I've experienced things, like I've seen two people that I've grown to know gone in the space of 365 days. Like in the span of less than a year, I've seen two people that I grew up with just gone. And it even made my tolerance level for my surroundings so much lower. So that's why I even brought this up, because it's like what you tolerate is what your life will be. And it's such a good way to even realize who was causing your downfall for the most part, because sometimes things happen in your life because your life is being controlled by other people. And until you take a stand for it and until you can realize like what is really important to you, you're just gonna tolerate anything. I would tolerate people because I didn't know who I was yet. I didn't know what was important to me, and it was kind of clouded because what was around me wasn't helping me really grow, and who was around me. And even now, where I don't just pray, like I said, I'm not perfect, but I realized that prayer wasn't enough. I realized that I had to take God with me throughout my whole entire day, or else I would just be putting up with anything and just tolerating everything. And now what I realize, now that I have kids and now that I have to set a huge example for them, I don't want to show them what they should even tolerate. I don't want to show them that people can just deal with you a certain way. Never let people have a hold over your life where you don't even know what your life is about. I used to just put people before myself a lot, and I would just tolerate so much because of my surroundings. I used to just put up with things because I would put my feelings last. But I want better. You know, you're gonna want better. And now that I'm in my 30s, what I wanted in my 20s wasn't as visual as what I want in my 30s. My dad always told me, like, drink a tea before it get cool, because then I can feel it going through, you know? If it's one thing, I was never allowed to leave my house in the morning when I was going to school without having sups of tea. I would say, sup your tea, drink 2 sup before you go, get rid of the gas. I was drinking coffee a lot, but I'll mix it with my Milo. But for the past week, I've been drinking tea. I've been getting back to my tea roots because I feel like my stomach feels better when I drink tea. But yeah, guys, if you're changing, it's okay. And if you realize that you just can't deal with certain things and certain people anymore, it could be because you're growing and because you realize that you want something bigger for your life. And if you're arguing with those people, or if you just fell out with certain people because of what you want, like, that's okay. You're gonna want certain things. Like, you can't live your life for other people. You gotta live your life for yourself. And if you don't tolerate something and somebody wants you to tolerate something that you know it's hindering you from evolving, then sometimes you got to cut those people off, at least until they realize what you stand for and who you are. At the end of the day, treat yourself good. Say nice things about yourself. If it's one thing, when I hear my kids say I can't do something, I'm just like, don't ever say you can't. You know, you can do anything you want to do. Say positive things to yourself. Don't look in the mirror and be like, I'm ugly. Like, I don't look good because you saw somebody else on social media that you think just looks better than you. Like, I used to think that I wasn't like good enough, especially like even my hair, from stories that I've told on here too, about how people will make me feel a certain way because of my hair. So I just grew up never even liking it or caring about it. And it's not till my big age now where it's just like I had to change that thought of myself. So you gotta how you treat yourself, others will treat you that way. If you put care into yourself, people will put care into you. If you respect yourself, people will respect you. If you don't tolerate certain behaviors, even in relationships, sometimes the person you're with is going to treat you badly because you treat yourself badly. You don't take care of yourself. You don't maintain your overall appearance. You don't treat your body nicely. So why should they, you know? So just speak goodness into yourself. And I've been even working on that myself. Like, if I don't like how a certain person is dealing with me, this is the thing, I used to get really upset, and I'll be the type of person, I'll react. And sometimes because you react, people will use that against you. So people will use that against me, especially in my family. They'll use the fact that Tasha is going to react, right? So now that I don't react and I just try to keep my cool and keep my peace, I'm really seeing who people really are, you know, because it's like they know how to trigger you. So like, even right now, like, I'm supposed to be filming, I asked if it's gonna be silent, and it's like, yeah, it's gonna be silent, but you hear it's not, right? But it's because it's like I would usually be like, I thought you said it was gonna be quiet here, you know? I told myself, it's alright, like, you're gonna be fine. But yeah, I just want to leave this with, you know, don't ever tolerate the way people treat you because of any situation. You are so important, and a lot of people did not see today. A lot of people didn't get up today and make breakfast. A lot of people didn't get up today and see their children. A lot of people didn't get up today to be a better version of themselves, but you can, I can, we can. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. I'm gonna finish my tea, and yeah, love you guys so much, and you are important. Even if somebody makes you feel like you're not important, you're important. Okay, bye.